Yeah, man, I'm at Citibank right now. I want to take my money out. You know what I'm saying? I'm buying a car. I'm doing a friend a favor, right? I'm buying a car for her. She sent me $8,000, right? And when I went to withdraw the money, they said they couldn't give me that money. I said, why not? They said they don't have that cash in there. It's only $8,000. That's not no money. I said, what the hell? It's only $8,000, right? Hold on. So right here, Citibank right here. Yeah, so he talking about, oh, next time when I come in, I got to make an appointment for $8,000. I was like, why do I got to do all that? He said, oh, they don't keep that type of cash in here no more. You know what I'm saying? They don't do that anymore. Even check gonna go out soon. So that digital thing gonna come on, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So be ready for that. There's not gonna be no more cash. So be ready for that, y'all. This thing is serious though, y'all. That's messed up though. Wow.
Not only do I need you to listen to this next 3 minutes, but I need you to like it. I need you to share it. This is the most important thing coming down the pipeline at the moment, I believe, which is the cbdc. This is the digital dollar. It is about to change over. And when it does, this is going to be because they're going to tell us the fiat system is broke. We are broke. Now, they're going to tell you it has nothing to do with them overspending every year, put us in more and more debt. They're just going to blame something else, right? Now, right now, you have countries that are in the middle of research, proof of concept, and pilot. I'm going to tell you right now, they've already done this. This isn't, they're just doing this for a show. I keep telling you, everything's always for a show. So you can see here, research is in green, proof of concept is in purple, and pilot, which means it's in the works, is already there. So you have several countries that are already in pilot. You have, you have India, you have Saudi Arabia, that's huge. You have Nigeria, you have Ghana, you have Belgium, you have Uruguay, you have Canada. They're already having this in the pilot mode, right? Proof of concept is Russia, is Brazil, is Iran, and of course Turkey and Ukraine. Now, of course, Ukraine isn't able to do this in the middle of a war, right? Then you have research, which is the United States, Australia, and a bunch of other different countries all throughout Argentina, Peru, all these different other countries. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be the biggest change to our lifestyle ever. I know we have threats of war. I know that they just had another meeting for contagion catastrophe. Of course, it had Bill Gates and, those guys at it. You remember the last time they did Event 201, we had, this thing break out just like a month later or something like that. And they had another meeting, so I'm sure we have another one. However, again, the reason that this is coming into effect is because you won't be able to run to the grocery store and buy food. You won't be able to go to the doctor and get medicine. You won't be able to go buy Mectin at the feed store. You won't be able to do any of that stuff because they're going to control that. So this is extremely important that people pay attention to this. Your money is worth whatever you can put in your house to sustain you going through this right now. That's what your money's worth.
Late for that. I remember talking to an Australian diplomat at one point about this break between the US and China and said, both sides are going to say, whose team are you on? And he said, our job is to make sure the question never arises. But the question has arisen. And so I think we have to go deeper, and it's not about the US versus China. It's about what underpins a world order is always the financial system. I was very privileged. My father was an advisor to Nixon when they came off the gold standard in '71, and so I was brought up with a kind of inside view of how very important the financial structure is to absolutely everything else. And what we're seeing in the world today, I think, is we are on the brink of a dramatic change where we are about to, and I'll say this boldly, we're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one. And the new accounting is what we call blockchain. It means digital. It means having a almost perfect record of every single transaction that happens in the economy, which will give us far greater clarity over what's going on. It also raises huge dangers in terms of the balance of power between states and citizens. In my opinion, we're going to need a digital constitution of human rights if we're going to have digital money. But also, this new money will be sovereign in nature. Most people think that digital money is crypto and private, but what I see are superpowers introducing digital currency. The Chinese were the first. The U.S. is on the brink, I think, of moving in the same direction. The Europeans have committed to that as well.
Because you're going to want to hear this. What CSRQ-SM will mean for your life and the future. CSRQ-SM social management software is the program that will be used worldwide by select governmental and banking institutions when the financial reset occurs. The financial reset will be a complete restructuring of the current system and eliminating all existing fiat currencies overnight. The CSRQ-SM software will intercept all banking transactions, all credit and debit card transactions, and all known financial transactions over a period of 3 to 5 days once the system is activated. The currency planned to be used is known as USDR. For those with a Japanese bank account, for example, their yen will be converted to USDR overnight. Nearly all countries on Earth will use the new system. The software is designed to process all financial transactions centrally and issue social credit scores for all users. When the conversion takes place, you will see new information when you log into your bank account, including screens indicating your social credit score. The score will operate on a scale of 1 to 1,000, with 1,000 being the highest score achievable and 1 being the lowest. No bank account shall contain more than 1,000 in USDR at any time for Class C accounts, which includes 99% of the world. Class C accounts will receive 1,000 USDR once at the beginning of each month. Separate accounts known as Class S accounts are reserved for government leaders and the highest echelons of the rich and elites of the world. Class S accounts can contain unlimited USDR funds and have additional privileges. Everyone must immediately comply with the new system. Those who resist, those who protest or complain online will receive immediate fines and deductions to their score and account. It's expected in the first month about 20% of the human population will have their accounts reduced to nearly zero due to the bad behavior, but that by the second month this behavior will be corrected. According to the documentation for the software, once people realize they can't have more than $1,000 and can easily lose it with unapproved behavior, they will change the behavior and comply. Each class within the CSRQ-SM software app has specific parameters. Each class contains dozens of metrics and variables. Above me is an example. C, common class, amount of accounts, 7.1 billion or 95.5% of humans. C, vaccination required, yes. Booster shots, yes. You have to have 2 or more. Asset limitations, yes. No greater than 5,000. Carbon score, yes. Restricts travel and food consumption. 1 is lowest and best. 500 is highest and worst. S, sovereign class. Amount of accounts, 7 to 8 million or 1% of humans. No requirements. Restricted amount of accounts, 250 million or 3.36% of humans. Look at the requirement. Pause and read. Q, quarantine. Amount of accounts, 75 million or 1% of humans. Look at those requirements. Pause and
What CBDC and digital IDs will do is they will snap into place a 4th fence. And when that fence snaps into place, we are locked down financially and digitally. I call it digital concentration camps. This technology can turn our homes, our cars, and our communities literally into digital concentration camps. When I say that, people don't believe that the vision is this dark, but I want to show you 3 videos to give you a sense of what this feels like. The first video is Augustine Carsons, who is he's the general manager of the Bank of International Settlements in Basel, Switzerland. Who here knows who the BIS is? So this is the central bank of central banks. 63 central banks are members of the BIS from Basel, Switzerland. The rarest thing in the world is to see a central banker tell you the truth. Now you're going to get to see a central banker tell you the truth, a very rare moment.
We tend to establish the equivalence with cash, and there is a huge difference there. For example, in cash, we don't know, for example, who's using a $100 bill today. We don't know who is using a 1,000 peso bill today. A key difference with the CBDC is that central bank will have absolute control on the rules and regulations that will determine the use of that expression of central bank liability. And also we will have the technology to enforce that. Those two issues are extremely important, and that makes a huge difference with respect to what cash is.
This is Richard Werner, the top academic scholar in the world on central banking. He wrote the book and did the documentary, The Princes of the Yen, about the Japanese central bank. Here he is in Malmo, Sweden, in May.
The nature of this CBDC, what is it actually going to look like? They never talk about that. But I heard one European central banker tell me what it's going to look like. He saw it. He was invited to one of the old central banks in Europe that are very much promoting this. And they showed him. And, you know, he's a top, executive director of another central bank in Europe. And there's no reason to believe that he was telling me a story. And he was around this large and would be implanted under your skin.
The time will come when we will say, "We told you so." Or the Lord told you so, and we were the ones delivering his message. All praise to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopefully elect. This lesson is going to be entitled CBDC or Digital Dystopia, hashtag CBDC. Right? Digital Dystopia, hashtag CBDC. And when you go into the term CBDC, let's look at it real quick. Salakia. Oh, no way. Let me look it up again. I just knocked it off the screen. Hold tight here. What does CBDC stand for? And right here, when you deal with the Federal Reserve and all of that, I had it. Now I done messed up. It stands for Central Bank Digital Currency. See it right here. And there was, several videos. Central Bank Digital Currency. And the word dystopia, Salakia. And the word dystopia, we'll go to it right now.
Dystopia.
An imagined state or society in which there is great suffering or injustice, typically one that is totalitarian or post-apocalyptic. Now, if you look at this word totalitarian,
it
says relating to a system of government that is centralized. Wait a minute, what? Centralized. Central bank digital currency. Oh, Lord. Totalitarian related to a system of government that is centralized and dictatorial and requires complete subservience to the state. And the similar words are authoritarian, autocratic, autarkic, dictatorial, tyrannical, oppressive. Oppressive is a good one, right? Oppressive, totalitarian. A person advocating a totalitarian system of government, which really means the government got rule over you. What does dystopian really mean? The word dystopia comes from adding the Latin prefix dys, dis, which means bad, to the word utopia. And the word utopia, if we look it up, it's like a perfect place. Ideal place, an imagined place or state of things in which everything is perfect. So if you got a dystopia, it's a bad place where they think everything is perfect, which is what you're headed towards. So a dystopia is a utopia gone wrong. While the intention might have been to create a perfect society, all the regulations make life there really bad. It's only going to be perfect for the 1%. So you're headed to a digital bad place, okay? And we told you that this was coming now. And we know that everything is currently leading to the MOTB, okay? Everything is currently headed towards digital or cashless society. And when they implement that, what do you think is right there with it? You guessed it, Revelation 13:16, which we probably not going to read it. Now, you saw a few videos here. Not that one. You saw one video with Jake, right? A Haitian, I think his title, there was a Haitian Scorpion from TikTok. He was talking about it. You know, you've seen this one here with Pippa Malmgren and the World Economic Forum, or the World Government Summit that they had. This was in 2022. And what did she say? That they moving towards a digital, you know, all the financial transactions, you'll be able to see exactly what people bought. And Apostle Hall was just talking about this in this video. If you go and get a Pepsi and a bag of chips or this or that, they're going to be able to know exactly what you got. But in the grand scheme of things, all of this is heading to a you know what. And we told you about it. Even got Edomites, you know, they know about it. And just because Esau knows about it doesn't mean that we got it from him. We didn't get the breakdown of the scriptures from Esau. It's everywhere. And they use the phrases like digital concentration camp. So I ain't gonna speak on it real long. You already sat through these videos. You know, Salakia for putting you through that, but it's a lot of information. But we know that these times are getting perilous now. Let's go real quick to Revelation 3 and 10. The times that you're coming into. And you know what? Let's don't read that one yet. Let's read Matthew 24 first. The times that you're coming into is Jacob's trouble. It's around the corner, and part of it is going to be dealing with these situations that's coming up with this cashless society in Revelation 13:16. If you've been in the know, you've been studying, you know what the breakdown of Revelation 13:16 and chargma is. I'm not going to go there and read it now, but you can read it in your own time. We got plenty of videos on it. If you want to hear more about Revelation 13:16, type in GMS and MOTB or Revelation 13:16. You can type that in and you can get edified on what it all means. See, that time for us being able to go to it, they're being so close, you know, so astringent with our videos. You know, they're looking for reasons to flag us, so we got to be careful. And they still might try to take this video down because of what's been brought out in it so far in those videos. Anyway, Matthew 24:21 says, "For then shall be great tribulation." Now, this great tribulation is commonly referred to as Jacob's trouble. That's what it's called. You can read that in Daniel 12 and 1 and Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 6 on down, I believe. "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." So a terrible time is coming on the earth, which is why we brought out the term dystopia. And if you add the digital to it, then you got a digital dystopia, which is going to be, you know, what we're looking towards is that CBDC, which is going to take you further to or closer to the MOTB. You see? Verse 23 says, "For then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is the anointed, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect." And even when you go into Revelation, I believe it's 19, it talks about them that had deceived the people to receive the MOTB. So you're going to have a lot of tricks and a lot of psyops and different stuff coming down the pipe. And the only ones going to be able to stick and stay is the elect. That's why all that shit talking that these people are doing, let them talk. Pretty soon, you're going to have all the blood you've been wanting. And it ain't going to be ours. It's going to be your own. Let's get Revelation 21 now, because it speaks of perplexity. Revelation 21. Just hold tight. And we was just talking about this in the last video. Right? Yeah. Revelation 21:25. "And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth, distress of nations." You're already seeing the nations in distress. I was just watching videos the brothers was putting on the chat of people getting snatched off their horses in Brazil, and they stormed that presidential place over there. Right? The president didn't want to leave office after he got voted out. So it's chaos going on. You're headed towards something major in 2023, the hopeful year of the prophecies coming to pass. You could very well see something major that we've been waiting on concerning the prophecies of the Lord. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon with perplexity. What's perplexity mean, brother? Look it up, brother. Perplexity. Inability to deal with or understand something. Complicated or unaccountable. Usually perplexities, a complicated or baffling situation or thing. An entangled state. Great trouble, man. Let's read it again. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. Men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Now, this does not mean heart attacks, okay? It's talking about mental anguish. The heart of man is his mind. You're going to see mental anguish on the earth. People not knowing what to do. Suicide rates picking up. Lots of things are about to occur. So just because we've been sitting still for a little while don't mean we're sitting still. You still got World War III brewing. And when you put that alongside these distress of nations and all these different things going, well, I say it like this. You still got the Russia-Ukraine war still going on, which is building up towards WW3, Armageddon, World War III. And you add that in with the perplexity and everything going on with the financial systems and everything like that, this thing could really break open. And you know the Israelites out there prophesying, so the elect could possibly already be sealed. So that dystopia, but right before the Lord comes, you could enter into a society where there's a dystopia, because that's what these devils trying to create. They think they're gonna have a perfect society, but it's gonna be all messed up, man. The Lord is not gonna allow this whole thing to go on. Men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. See that? And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. So the Lord is going to come in the chariots. That's what the cloud represents, the chariots. He's going to come with the chariots and power and great glory. And he's going to overthrow these devils before they can get their system up and, going. But before that, they are going to actually get it established far enough to implement Revelation 13:16 chargma. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. And we're looking towards that now. This is why we're excited, because we know that these times are close. Can we get this in the Good News translation? Let's do it. Luke 21:25, if we can here. Luke 21. Let's go to it. Too fast. Luke 21:25. It says, there will be strange things happening to the sun, the moon, and the stars. We've been seeing that, right? Chariot sightings, lunar eclipse, solar eclipse, and other stuff going on. Interesting phenomena in the heavens. On earth, whole countries will be in despair, afraid of the roar of the sea and the raging tides, which the sea represents the peoples, nations, kindreds, and tongues. People will faint from fear as they wait for what is coming over the whole earth. That perplexity. For the powers in space will be driven from their courses. Then the Son of Man will appear, coming in a cloud with great power and glory. When these things begin to happen, stand up and raise your heads, because your salvation is near. So a terrible time for the earth is actually a good time for us, and we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to this digital dystopia, leading to the MOTB, leading to the hour of temptation, leading to our salvation. See that? Now I can't sit here and say 2023 is definitely the year we're going to get out of here, but it's close. Revelation 3:10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. You see that? And the hour of temptation is going to be what? When you're given a choice, when you're given the option to take that, you know what it is. I don't have to tell you. If you don't know, you got to look up the scripture, the videos dealing with Revelation 13:16. And you know how Jake do. All the videos we made about it, you was bucking up. Now we don't want to go into it. When the spirit don't have us go into it, you're going to be acting like, oh, y'all keeping it from us, brother. No, we told you. Revelation 3:10 from the Good News translation, because you have kept my command to endure, I will also keep you safe from the time of trouble, which is coming upon the world to test all the people on earth. The time is coming. You're going to be tested. A time of great testing. And part of that time of testing is concentration camps, FEMA camps, guillotines, torture, perhaps. Revelation 2:10, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried. Now the term is FEMA camps, end time prisons for the believers, or for the Israelites, excuse me. Not every Israelite is a believer. Something gonna happen along the way where this thing's gonna come to pass. And there's already over, I believe with the last count was over 800 concentration camps in America. This was years ago that number 800 came about. There's more about now. Now you're hearing the term digital concentration camp. This lady used it. Digital prison, digital concentration camp. See that? So you're gonna be surrounded by this stuff. The cashless society could come on the scene before you know it, because all the systems are already in place. They just need an event. They need a catalyst, something to launch it from. Revelation 2:10, for none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried. And we've been thorough in all of this stuff we've been telling you about for years. The apostles have done countless videos on Revelation 2:10, Revelation 3:10, Revelation 13:16, Jacob's trouble, on and on, the nuclear destruction, the sealing of the elect. We've been very adamant and diligent about bringing this stuff out. There's a trail behind us. If you just use the search engine on YouTube, type in GMS and whatever you want to know about, you can study up on some of this stuff. Even though they've been trying to ban us and try to keep our videos, the algorithm from showing our videos up, but they're still there. You might have to search a little harder, but you can find them. And you shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Let's get it from the Good News Translation and then end this off. This CBDC, the centralized bank digital currency, woo, man. Revelation 2:10, don't be afraid of anything you are about to suffer. Listen, the devil will put you to the test by having some of you thrown into prison. What devil is that? When you go into the Greek word devil in this scripture, in the blue letter, it goes to the word diabolos. You know what? Don't take my word for it. Let's show it to you. Let's show it to you. You can see it right here. The word devil, diabolos, right? It doesn't always mean the spiritual demon Satan. And the spiritual demon Satan is a spirit. How can a spirit cast you into a prison? It cannot. But the spirit can get in a man and he can cast you into prison. And it is in a man. His name is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Prone to slander, slanderous, accusing falsely. A calumniator, false accuser, slanderer. Metaphor applied to a man who, by opposing the cause of the Most High, may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. And this man is on the side of the devil. And if you really want to just say it, the Illuminati, the illuminated ones, they're the ones behind the scenes pulling these strings. But it's the Lord, it's Satan helping them, and the Most High telling Satan what to do to these people, with these people. Don't be afraid of anything you are about to suffer. Listen, the devil will put you to the test by having some of you thrown into prison, and your troubles will last 10 days. And it's not a literal 10 days, but a certain amount of time. Be faithful to me, even if it means death, and I will give you life as your prize of victory, which that life is eternal life. So don't take for granted the things that you're hearing. They're saying it out of their own mouths. They're gonna, turn they're looking for a system, a digital system, which they can track every purchase, and that's going right into chargma. And there's other things, a lot of information. So receive the information if you can receive it. If you can't, oh well, it's not for you, because the truth is only for the elect anyway. We'll see you again soon with another lesson, Lord willing. Shalom.